Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Hi, everybody. So today's book of the day is Love You Forever, which I think is the most beautiful book ever in the planet. And it's the saddest book ever, also. It's a kid's book. And I wanted to start with this one. I started with the other one because my brother started work, but this was originally going to be the first book. Because to this day, I never ever forget like the story of this book, how it ends, and all this. And so today, we're gonna read this one. And I think every person should have this book in their library and should read it to their kids. This is not my original one from childhood because I don't know where it is. So this is one I got for my cousin's kids. So let's read it. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The baby grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator, and he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, "This kid is driving me crazy." I remember this. I remember this page. I remember. All right. Oh, I remember all these drawings. But at night time, when the 2 year old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of his bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The little boy grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 9 years old and he never wanted to come in for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath, and when grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. Oh, I haven't seen this page in so long. But at night time, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. If he was really asleep, she picked up that 9 year old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The boy grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends and he wore strange clothes and he listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was in a zoo. Love drawings. But at night, when the teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. If he really was asleep, she picked that great big boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Get the mom. That teenager grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a grown up man. He left home and he got a house across town. But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town. God. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. If that a big man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she sang, I'll love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, You'd better come see me because I'm very old and sick. So her son came to see her. When he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. This is like the most heartbreaking book ever. The son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang the song, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be. When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Okay. So this is a book يعني I can never ever forget. My mom used to read it to us when we were kids. I still remember it in her room. I remember, oh, by the way, this is why I put this like background of like a clouds blanket because it's a kid's book. And I thought it was fitting, but this is like this book she told me was given to her by someone else in our family member, and we had like writing inside our book from two, and I got it for all my cousins' kids. I think every house should have this book, every mom and daughter, every dad and daughter, and it's like it sticks with me to this day. I still remember I love you forever. I remember the whole concept of the story, but reading it as an adult, it's really really sad. Really, really sad. Like this is the sad, and I remember it as a kid growing up. Remember the story. Remember it being the saddest book ever. Like I even gave it to my cousin, and she said by the end she was crying. And I remember like all the drawings. I remember the toothpaste, and this is like the like out of all the books that I read in my life, this I think is the most powerful and the one that like stuck with me the most. So these videos are still like raw. This is the second one I'm doing. So until I get into it and get more comfortable, this is how it is so far. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments, what you thought about the book, if you're gonna get it. If not, I'm doing these like I'm reading kids' books to you that have affected me for life. This is the one that has affected me the most. And yeah, that's it, I think, for now. Just because it's such a powerful book. And I think everyone should know this book. Like these books, I think, like I'm telling you, it's stuck with me to this day. I remember the details, the story, and all this. And this is what 30 plus years back. And I think it's the most beautiful, like the most important book in the universe. خلوا يعني Quran on the side. Anyways, this is, I mean, like written by humans, this one. So thanks for watching. I hope I didn't forget anything. Told you still a bit like anxious about this because it's my second video. Thanks for watching. Follow, subscribe, like, comment, and come back.